those who say Australia was like a Soviet gulag have obviously never been in a gulag. The chances of in a gulag of a prisoner being able to take action against somebody else would be minimal, I would think. I don't think they would exist. And you mentioned also the Aboriginal people. Now, for the Aboriginal people, before the British arrived, Australia was not the utopia it's painted today, was it?
Oh no! I mean, as I was reading in a book by Johns, his first name escapes me, on the Aboriginal people, he actually talks about the fact that when the British arrived, they had come to a Stone Age society. Their religion, their law was of a Stone Age people. And it certainly was a matter of survival of the fittest. I mean, think about it, sleeping out under the trees or wherever you could make a lean-to, the weather, what food you could get, the lack of being, shocking conditions. And so I was quite amazed at how quickly a lot of Aboriginal people moved into the colony. And we don't realise that within 2 years, Aborigines were successfully living in the colony. There was a Spanish captain, and it's only recently been translated from Spanish and the archives of the Spanish Navy. And in it, he records coming to Sydney, and he says, I was absolutely shocked. He said Aboriginal children were playing in the streets and laughing. He said, I sat down to dinner, and there I was with the British as well as the Aboriginal people sitting and eating with me. And here the British were being invited to the corroborees as regularly as they were coming to dinner. So we've lost that whole a bag of information of just how successful the colony was as an integrating society.
Keith Winchottle, in his book, which I think is The Breakup of Australia, refers to this and says that instead of them being conquered, instead of them, he says that some disruptions which did occur, some violence which did occur, so small you can't call it a war in any way. And what really happened was that the Aboriginal people came into the British settlement. That there were aspects of the British way of life which they liked, particularly the regularity of food.
Yeah, and clothing.
And clothing, yes. In fact, you mentioned, don't you, of was it not who ordered a number of suits to be made in England to be brought out for the Aboriginal people?
It was Lachlan Macquarie. He got into trouble for spending too much money, but he actually ordered so many suits be sent every year for the clothing of the Aborigines. And again, under Lachlan Macquarie, the first land grant was made. And we're talking 1815 or something. And he said, right, you can have all of that land and we will have nothing to do with it. I'll keep the settlers right away from it. I mean, so the concept runs a long way back. I mean, that's 25 years or less. And the British were here. And the whole idea of integration was very strong within the British social and legal system.